Mr. Diamond, don't you find it ironic? The FDIC is now turning to you and saying, you know our track record, which is blemished at the FDIC. Your bank isn't broken, but we're going to tell you how to fix it. Do you find that ironic? They're going to tell you how to fix it based on standards put together by bureaucrats in Basel, Switzerland, not by the United States Congress. Mm-hmm. Do you find it ironic that they're telling you this and proposing this? Isn't that kind of like being given gun safety advice by Alec Baldwin?
Mm-hmm. Chicago teens running around with machine guns. But ATF, under Dettelbach's leadership, is talking about an assault weapons ban. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for NRS certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like channel, like content and what I do here, you can support me with the link. Everything's appreciated. Once again, PSA for my Connecticut residents. If you plan on getting your Connecticut pistol permit, please get the training done before July 2024, because then after that, it becomes longer, harder, and more expensive to do so. Just basically to disincentivize the law-abiding public from going out getting that permit to then purchase a firearm. If you have your permit, watch the expiration date. Do not let it expire, because if it expires after July, you're going to have to do the new training requirements. And that's basically how it is. And it is really ridiculous. But I want to make sure that you protect yourself. Let's talk about this. Steve Dettelbach, we know, is the head of the ATF. He was giving a speech at Harvard University, and the topic was gun violence in America. And the only thing that he basically pushed was the President Biden's whole push for an assault weapons ban, while at the same time, there are things going on that the ATF is ignoring that they could clean up a problem very, very easily. If you remember, I mentioned it before, and once again, I still can't show the video, but I'll leave a link to it so you understand what I'm talking about here. There's a video circulating around of teenagers. I'm talking about 13, 15-year-olds, maybe 16-year-olds, all running around with handguns with Glock switches. Immediately, you see all kinds of federal and state problems with this issue, but there they are on video, faces shown. They don't care, showing the guns, showing the switches, and it is being completely ignored. They put this on social media, yet no one's taken the time to go, we need to find out who the kids are, track them down, and get these firearms from them. No, instead, they want to ban firearms that are owned by law-abiding citizens legally. I want to jump in here. Once again, I want to thank Ammo Land, but ATF ignoring machine gun toting criminals will ban legally owned AR-15s instead. Okay, and this is the first link here is the video I'm talking about the teenagers. I can't show it because YouTube will age restrict or won't let me show the video at all. But I will leave a link to it. But more than 500 people have been shot and killed in Chicago this year. More than 2,200 have been shot and wounded on any weekend. Chicago streets reverberate with the sounds of fully automatic fire. It remains America's deadliest domestic war zone. But according to Brandon Johnson, who in my opinion is the worst mayor ever in the history of this country, is blaming right-wing extremism for what's going on in the city. But according to one violence tracker, a Chicagoan is shot every 2 hours and 45 minutes. Someone in the city is murdered every 13 hours, and it's no secret who's doing the killing. There are more than 100,000 documented gang members in the Windy City, and the influx of plastic glass switches have armed thousands of them with converted machine guns. The plastic switches attach easily to most Glock-type handguns, giving the weapon an incredibly high cyclic rate. The switches are sold openly on a few unscrupulous Chinese websites, and they are also very easy to 3D print. Now, let me do a little politics here. China is undermining this country from the inside out. Okay? Fentanyl, border crisis, and the pushing of illegal items into this country. They are literally undermining this country from the inside out. But one recent viral video shows Chicago teens showing off their Glock switches, brazenly taunting police. Another video shows a young man spraying fully automatic fire into a crowd. I'll leave a link for that, because once again, if I put it up there, YouTube will censor the video. But if anyone at ATF had even half a brain, you think they would flood the zone with special agents whose sole mission would be to rid Chicago's streets of machine gun-toting gangsters. Unfortunately, the ATF has other plans and priorities. ATF Director Steve Dotterbach announced this week his intent to ban legally owning semi-automatic rifles, which he calls assault weapons. Now, if you remember, when he was in Congress before the House, he was asked to define what an assault weapon, what it actually is, and he couldn't do it. He really couldn't do it. All he basically said was, that's dependent on what Congress defines as an assault weapon. Well, that's a really dumb answer, but that's what we're dealing with. Detterbach's comments come at a discussion called Gun Violence in America, which was held at Harvard University, of course. Quote, the president has also said, and I agree, that we should consider and reinstate a ban on certain types of assault weapons, Detterbach said, adding he also supported the president's call for universal background checks. Well, Detterbach is Biden's bitch, so that's basically all there is to that. Detterbach's comments conflict with his earlier testimony, which was given under oath before a Senate Confirmation Committee, where he promised skeptical senators that he would not use his position to advocate for new gun regulations or laws. And if you believe that, then you're dumb. You shouldn't be in the Senate. Detterbach and his agents could use a real-world mission. Nowadays, they have plenty of time on their hands. As we have previously reported, most of ATF's criminal charges are filed administratively after the fact, after another law enforcement agency has made an arrest. For example, when local police arrest an armed criminal with a prior felony conviction, they may ask the ATF to pursue federal charges, which usually carry a stiffer penalty. Of course, ATF takes credit for the arrest, the investigation, and the subsequent prosecution, often by claiming it was part of a task force or its Project Safe Neighborhoods program. Now, I don't need to go too much further into this, but okay, and let's go ahead and come out of that. So, once again, this is just another display of the fact that the ATF's priorities are not actually preventing crime, which these teenagers are doing a criminal act. Their sole purpose right now is to follow Biden's bidding and to disarm the public by using situations of violence as the fodder to do so. So they're not interested in actually solving crime or making neighborhoods safer. It's using the violence in those neighborhoods to disarm the law-abiding public, claiming for an assault weapons ban, which would do nothing when it comes to the violence that's going on in these urban inner cities like Chicago, St. Louis, and so forth. It's really just shows you what their intentions are. It is not about your safety. I keep saying it all the time. It's not about your safety. It is about using violence, crime, and death as nothing more than a political football to disarm the law-abiding public. And we should really ask questions as to why. Now, somebody in one of my comments section on one of my videos made a very interesting point, and I want to bring that up. I'm going to put it up there behind me. And I hope this person doesn't mind me using this, but targeting mid-power cartridge rifles and not high power makes no sense. Restricting semi-automatic rifles in ways that are not applied to full auto makes no sense. Celebrating sales restrictions as a ban in the name of public safety and not pursuing broad confiscation makes no sense. Arming law enforcement agents with items that we are repeatedly assured only purpose is mass murder makes no sense. Enacting laws that make no sense means the true aim is not being made expressly clear, and that is right on point, 100% on point as to what is actually going on. We need to open our eyes and see what these people are actually up to. You, the public, the law-abiding public owning an AR-15 has nothing to do with making anybody safer or crime, but they want to take it from you. You've got to ask yourself, why? But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.